There are many questions about the 3 unidentified flying objects the U.S. military has shot down in as many days. Here's one thing the White House can say with confidence.
There is no indication of aliens or terrestrial activity with these recent takedowns. Wanted to make sure that the American people knew that, all of you knew that, and it was important for us to say that.
But seriously, White House officials offered one theory on why the military is suddenly finding more of these flying vessels. Because these are the objects they're looking for.
If you set the parameters in such a way that to look for a certain something, it's more likely that you're going to find a certain something.
On Friday, less than a week after downing a Chinese balloon over the eastern shore of the United States, the U.S. military shot down a UFO over Alaska. On Saturday, the U.S. worked with the Canadian military to take down another over the Yukon Territory. And on Sunday, a third was shot from the sky into Lake Huron. People should not panic, Kirby said.
We do not assess that these most recent objects posed any direct threat to people on the ground, and we are laser focused on confirming their nature and purpose.
But if the truth is out there, it's clouded by China's anger over what they say is unfair U.S. punishment for a weather balloon that simply drifted off course and across the entire continental U.S. On Monday, China's foreign ministry spokesperson, Wang Wenbin, accused Washington of being trigger-happy. He did not say whether the 3 recent objects were Chinese, but fired a volley of accusations at Washington.
The U.S.'s abuse of force, overreaction, and escalation of the situation goes against the spirit of international law and against international practice. Now they are hyping up, exaggerating, and exacerbating the situation, using this as an excuse to illegally sanction Chinese enterprises and organizations. China is strongly dissatisfied and firmly opposes this.
The White House said there is no current plan for President Joe Biden to talk to Chinese President Xi Jinping. And Kirby said the Chinese military is not interested in speaking to the U.S. Defense Secretary. He also repeated claims that the U.S. does not have surveillance aircraft in Chinese airspace. That, says analyst Emily Harding, sets up tension with Beijing and raises serious questions for Washington, questions that Kirby could not answer when asked on Monday.
I think the messages that are sent to Beijing is, hey, we caught you, we know what you're up to, cut it out. I think the more interesting question right now for the Pentagon is going to be, what are the rules of engagement on these? Suddenly we've found these objects that are floating over the northern United States, and are we going to try and shoot down every single one of them that floats over the airspace, or are we going to come up with a much better way of determining what is and is not a national security threat?
And she said the conspiracy theories floating around the internet raise another concern.
When we have so little information out in the public, it's very easy for misinformation, disinformation, conspiracy theories to spread. There's been some, I think, well-intentioned joking about this on the interwebs over the weekend, but at the same time, like, you don't really know and you don't want to speculate and spread potential mis and disinformation.
Which leaves the biggest question of all. Once investigators learn what the objects are and what they were doing, what then? Anita Powell, VOA News, the White House.